Did I even publish the
Hello.
show in the right place? I did, didn't I? I already did that the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. It's a good time. After we went live, it's a good time to ask, you know?
We're professionals.
Yeah. I was confused about it there for a second. Who we got? Kelly and Seth in the chat.
Of course.
Amber. Yeah. All right. So the Lil's here, and that blank box is Will up there. I didn't do a very good job of setting things up. Maybe I should go back to the other scene now that I think about it, but it doesn't matter. I don't guess. Anyway, what's up, everybody? So, anything been going on for us to talk about today? Like, has anything happened? The world's kind of at peace, and we're in the golden age of peace, right? So nothing's happening.
I don't think so. I think everything's just hunky dory.
Yeah.
We're the hottest country in the world, remember?
The peacetime president, the lower price president, is delivering on all fronts.
Yes, yes.
The release of the Epstein files is also going smoothly.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, Trump had a bad week, right? So his State of the Union thing flopped. The Epstein files got way worse for him. Iran said "fuck you" to his stupid deal making, and he spazzed out and just fucking bombed a country.
Yeah. Let me point out real quick that Iran's going to have nuclear weapons in 2 weeks. They've been saying that since like 1992.
Oh yeah.
They are not even close.
Netanyahu roped Trump into this because he's a dummy, right? So
Netanyahu's been trying to do this with every president for years. Trump is just the only one stupid enough to take it.
I think the Daily Show has a compilation of all the times they said that they're a week away from a bomb. And I also want to know how they square that with their nuclear program was completely obliterated and now they're 1 week away from a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Well, when you obliterate something, it means that you have to come back and obliterate it again to, like...
Yeah.
Is this like a subscription, though? Is this going to be a once-a-month thing, once every 6 months?
Yeah, once every 6 months. In order to be obliterated.
Did they re-obliterate?
Yeah. See, the Trump supporters didn't know they signed up for the subscription package.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's only going to sue him for $10 billion.
Those unsubscribes are always difficult to find anyway.
Yeah. You guys flirting in the chat over there. I look over the chat to see what kind of wisdom's over there. Goddamn horny teenagers.
Hey, I gotta have some joy in my life with all this bullshit going on.
Are they using that Iran is 1 away from a nuclear bomb to justify this? Because I feel like they manufactured a lot more consent. Yeah, for regime change.
But the thing is that anybody who knows anything about nuclear weapons knows that they're not even close. Building, like, the plans on how to build a nuke, I know how to build a nuke. It ain't that fucking hard. The thing that's hard about it is the engineering and the exact engineering and all that stuff that has to go into it. That's really, really difficult. They don't have that capability.
Well, didn't our own intelligence agency say they're not close to a bomb, as well as Ted Cruz said it like yesterday?
I don't think they were trying to build a bomb.
No, they're not.
I think they've had the capability for a while. They've been able to enrich uranium past the point to put it in a warhead since the fucking 90s, right? And they haven't pursued building a nuclear weapon. Every speech Netanyahu has given has been a warning of, they're 2 months or a month or a week or 2 days or whatever away from building a bomb. And the fact is that they've never really pursued that. Like, I think that they may have messed around and selling some enriched uranium, but like it's not been seen that they've pursued a nuclear weapon.
Well, if we're going to bomb them every 6 months, why would they not pursue a nuclear weapon?
I agree. And you know, I don't think it's impossible given what's been going on with Russia and that Iran has been supplying Russia with weapons for years in its fight with Ukraine. I don't think it's crazy to think that they could have got their hands on some tactical nukes.
There's a lot of discussion about whether Russia even has nukes that are even capable of being fired at the moment. The thing is like the maintenance on them is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And it's really like precision engineering and stuff. And so there's a lot of questions about if they even have the capability to do it. But even then, like, you're not going to have anyone who is a rational actor do that because you know that, like, for instance, this is why Kim Jong-un, even though people think he is absolutely nuts, why he would not dare launch a nuke is because he knows his country will be obliterated in the next 30 minutes if he does.
Right.
That's just the reality. Iran is not going to do that because they're hated by freaking everybody. There's no way they will win anything. And so they're not going to do it. Seriously, the only person on the world stage who is crazy enough to do that is Trump.
Yeah. So. And maybe North Korea on a bad day.
I think there's more rational because the thing is they're happy just running their little hermit kingdom.
As long as their leader doesn't start pooping, they won't shoot off any nukes.
Well, have you guys heard any justification for step 2 of this plan? It seems just to be kill the Ayatollah, bomb targeted sites, and then it's profit. I don't know.
Well, that's why I say that the regime change isn't about getting rid of the Ayatollah and the theocracy.
No,
the regime change is about getting a regime that does Trump's bidding instead of their own.
And from what I've heard so far, which let me say right now, like I don't trust anything coming out of either side of this. I'm kind of waiting until I hear third-party confirmation.
Right.
But what I've heard is that they're tapping the Ayatollah's son.
To
run it, which apparently is even more extreme than he was. So good job, guys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they knew what would happen.
Well, also, like, I remember reading a satirical post where they were like, if every single person was obliterated when they attacked Hamas, the first thing I would do is try and start Hamas 2 to get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, like, I think that first of all, I think they're aware that this was going to change who heads the regime, but it's not a regime change, right? It was who are you gonna put in charge that's gonna play ball with us, and we'll keep bombing until you do. And the problem is that Trump thinks this works like bombing another. We'll talk about it in a minute. Bombing another nation state or whatever, and like that this is make a deal time or whatever. He doesn't understand that this is a theocracy. Like he's dealing with religious extremists, so they don't think about this the same way that other people do. What you do when you do this with religious extremists is you don't cause them to want to come to the table and make deals. Instead, they declare holy wars and freak out and kill everybody.
Like the thing is that like Iran is absolutely run by religious extremists, but the thing is like they're at least somewhat rational with their like, especially like on the world stage, what they're doing. The reason they haven't started shit is they know that fucking nobody is going to be on their side. Russia's not even going to back them up because Russia's too fucking busy in Ukraine right now. So, like, they know that they have no freaking backup. And the problem is, though, is that the U.S. and Israel doesn't have any backup either. Nobody's backing this either. So it's, I think at absolute best, it ends in a stalemate, which fuck knows when that's gonna happen.
Fuck no. Trump's going to declare victory no matter what happens.
Oh, he's gonna. No, I know
Yeah.
he's gonna do that. But I'm saying, like, as far as like what actually happens, at best, it ends in a stalemate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump's already began to declare victory, right? So, he's already. We're gonna get the Bush mission completed all over again.
Mission accomplished, baby.
Yeah.
2.0.
2 weeks into a war that'll probably go on for another 20 years. You just don't. I don't know. It was stupid. It was kind of a war crime.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Well, what about the fact that he's
of a
trying
war
to
crime.
get a nuclear deal after he ripped up the previous one, and then he's trying to do the same thing?
Yeah, this is all his fault.
Yeah, and don't forget, like, he constantly said from like 2008 on, like, they're going to start a war in Iran. They're going to start a war in Iran. That's the only thing get elected is to start a war in Iran.
Well,
Because that's the only thing that he can possibly think of.
Yeah.
To do this. And it's the only thing he can think of that's going to distract from the Epstein files, which I am going to make damn sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, we're going to talk about that too. So, like, all right, let's stop real quick. Show the shirt now. Let me,
Dave said he liked the shirt, so I had to show it off.
Yeah. Flying Monkey shirts. Product links are below. All right. But, yeah, did my light just dim without me doing anything? What the hell? I think I've got a short in the wire to my light. It keeps flickering. But anyhow, sorry. I think that I don't know how is this not, how did Trump do this without permission from Congress? Any ideas?
There's a thing that, okay, so first off, just for legal reasons, like, the U.S. technically has not been at war since World War II.
Yeah.
Technically. Like,
special military operation, I think.
Yeah. And he can do a special military operation for, I believe it's 30 days. It might be 45, but I think it's 30 days before Congress has to be like, okay, like, before Congress has to approve it, and if they don't, then he has to pull his people back, or has to pull the troops back. But you can just keep extending it. Like, it's horseshit. It's the same thing that was used with Iraq and Afghanistan. So
and that Putin's currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it went off eventually. Good job, Light. Good job, Light.
It happens.
I'm having a great day.
Will.
Huh?
The guest is Will.
Yeah.
And Jared, that's who it was.
Yeah. Will's with us today. Sorry, I is this light gonna work? It keeps flashing on me. Anyway, yeah, I invited Will to join with us today, and I should have had his name and everything set up.
Well, I'm a terrible guest for this because I don't know anything or that much about geopolitics.
Oh, jolly, I do. That's why I'm here. I've been following this shit for 25 fucking years. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is absolutely nothing new. They've been saying Iran's going to get nuclear weapons. They've been saying Iran's going to bomb everybody. They've been saying we need to go to war with Iran literally as long as I've been doing this.
Well, I'm tired of being cucked to Israel too. I have no idea how AIPAC is able to get their hands so far and have America do all of their Israel.
Lots of money given to a lot of congressmen.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they don't have to register as a foreign lobbying group.
Because they're technically Americans.
The money comes from Israel, right?
Not necessarily. A lot of it comes from, like, wealthy American Zionists. Like, yeah. It's absurd.
Who is Will? What do you mean, who is Will? Will is Will is my friend from Columbus that I met through doing this, and Will helped us out with the ARC protest, and has just been a good friend of mine since early in doing this. And um, Will and I talk about a lot of this stuff behind the scenes and stuff. And we were talking today, and I said, "Hey, why don't you come join the show, Will?" And Will's not really active on YouTube a whole lot, but he knows some of you guys out there in the audience, and has talked with some of you, met some of you and stuff. And so, yeah, that's who Will is. Sorry, I should have been clearer earlier. I know a lot of you don't know Will. Okay. Will is the expert today.
No. I'm just here. I want to know how these politicians are going to justify this, because themselves and our own intelligence agencies say they're not close to a nuke, and it seems like Trump just bombs whoever he wants.
They're saying that this is about regime change, for one.
Now, yeah.
Like multiple people in the administration have said that, and they are claiming that they were a week or 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. That's the justification they're using for it. Fucking nobody believes it. Like even fucking MAGA is like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Well, what was the justification for kidnapping Maduro? Like
that he was a bad hombre.
Didn't you see all those drug boats they blew up? He kept sending drug boats at us.
Well, we know those weren't drug boats, and also like that still doesn't really answer the.
But the thing is, to the Trump administration, it doesn't matter what the hell they are. Like, well, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't seem to matter, because you can't just extradite people out of your jurisdiction.
Let's look at what took place with Venezuela. Okay, so he removed Maduro, he arrested him in the United States, facing trial, blah blah, all that. But what did he do with Venezuela? The only thing that he's done is try to put oil companies in there because he's trying to get rich off of it, right? Like, that was the only move. Get his hands on the oil.
But our oil companies said it's too destabilizing and not worth it to go in there and actually set up.
Yeah,
but he still took the oil.
The thing is that none of this is to benefit anybody but Trump himself. The only reason he's doing this is, one, because someone brought up a really interesting point, that who are the people around Iran that don't want Iran there anymore? It's pretty much all the countries that have paid bribes like mad to the Trump administration. This is all about money and getting the Epstein files out of the headlines. That's all.
Yeah, because it's not going to the Treasury Department. It's going into accounts that he controls.
Yeah.
So,
this is anybody who thinks that there's like. Anybody who thinks that anything in the justifications is anything but an outright lie is like, I'm sorry, but you're just stupid at this point. Because they've literally lied about everything.
Lil, it's not nice.
I don't give a fuck. They should know better by now.
Don't call these poor, like, people with information insufficiencies
stupid.
Dumb,
they're
okay?
Stupid.
They're not. They're. You got to use gentler words with them, okay?
No.
Where's that bastard Joseph at? Where's he at?
That's in 2020. Like, I can grant some sort of a pass for some people in 2016. I get it. Terrible candidates all around. Like, but the thing is like, you would have had to have made it right since then. If you voted for him in 2024, you are some of the dumbest fucking people on earth. Sorry, but you are.
Yeah, I think it's confirmation bias and sunk cost fallacy. But I also like how close Iran is to getting a nuclear weapon is directly correlated to how much focus is on the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
So let's talk about the Epstein files.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Oh my god. So it's come out and I think we mentioned this last week, but obviously the FBI straight up purged like three or four interviews that that Trump had, or not Trump, but somebody who was accusing Trump of really graphic misconduct, that straight purged those interviews. And this is not, here's the thing. If the FBI thinks you're a fucking crank, they are not going to go back to you for a second interview, much less a fourth.
Yeah.
They did 4 fucking interviews. 4. The dude is God.
It seems that they were going to charge Trump back whenever this happened, right? So this stuff comes out. This girl was 13 at the time. We did talk about this a little bit Thursday. The show was a little wild. You know, we ended up going like an hour over, and Aaron was an hour late, and then we talked about everything under the sun with him other than what we had planned to talk about. And which, you know, it's Aaron. You let him cook when he wants to talk. So
I thought what Aaron brought up was really important, and what we've been talking about is the post-truth world. Like, how do you argue or change the people's minds who basically don't have any principles anyway? Like the same people who was like peacetime president are now like, he's the greatest wartime president. And it's like, those are diametrically opposed, and you vote for both of them.
So if you look at the MAGA movement as a cult, as I do, then you have to understand the dynamics of like fundamental belief systems, right? So like what we're experiencing now is MAGA has shrank very, very quickly. Trump has broken a lot of his promises with a lot of his crazier followers, and you know, now they see him as part of the conspiracy they, you know, once blamed Democrats for. But what happens with religious top beliefs whenever you start to contradict those is that they become more extreme and more fanatical, at first anyway. That's a sign. That's actually a good sign. It's not a good thing, but it's a good sign that MAGA is struggling a lot here. And but I mean, how do you convince people who aren't willing to listen to anything other than their fearless leader? You don't.
Can with some people.
Yeah, well, if you do, then they're not willing. They're not in that position. Like the really crazy MAGA people aren't gonna change. Like, it's just you've passed that horizon to where some behaviors have become mainstream and acceptable, and it's not something that you can just turn around by changing people's minds. There's been a fundamental change in American culture to where anti-intellectualism and
like the anti-intellectualism, it's like, what the hell? By the way, speaking of MAGA shit, there is a new series on Christian nationalism coming out very, very soon.
There you go. We can switch over to the you can switch screens, or you can put it on here and make it full screen, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me.
It's weird to me though, in the punditry and like the news class, like at Fox News, and even Trump himself, people are like posting all of his old tweets that Obama's poll numbers are so low, so he's going to start a war with Iran. And then you have people at Fox News will say that, and then Trump will start a war, and they'll be like, he's the greatest wartime president. It's like last week you had the opposite messaging, and people just believe it.
There's no consistency. There's no consistency. You're not dealing with logical people, so they're not going to operate logically.
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be one thing, like I'll get like Bush credit at least a little bit. Like the right really tried to manufacture consent for the Iraq war, And obviously it was based on a lie, but they tried. They're not even making a cursory effort for this.
No. I don't. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people in Trump's base that are there for other reasons. You know, the white supremacists.
They hate the same people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, there's and you know, that's we all agree on that. I think that there's a lot of Trump followers that are just there because they're part of white supremacist groups, militias, and things, and they think they're like, you know, they think he's doing something special for them. There's I mean, there's a large number of people, and especially like around here where I live, I run into people all the time, which hopefully now that I got a fucking car, we'll be able to take this thing on the road, and I'll show you some of these people pretty soon. Yeah, I'll go sit up and talk to some of the locals around here every now and then.
Well, I mean,
won't
this
be
is
for this
kinda
show,
like,
but
this is kind of like what we were talking about too, Joe, like some street epistemology. Like the people that are like, Trump is the greatest or whatever, I would be like, okay, well, what metric are you using to measure that? And then let's use that same rule measuring stick for everything else he's done. Because there's like, inflation is down, and it's like, okay, so what specific metric are you using for that? And then we'll apply it to all prices. And they just pick and choose which ones they want to use and which ones they want to throw out. There's no consistency.
Yeah.
Do you want to play it on this screen, Lil?
Yeah, we can do that. Hang on, let me add it.
All right, good.
And hold on, let me get over here.
This is Pixie. I'm Lil from Louisville Trades. I do stuff on my own channel. I've got a new series hopefully coming out next week. I am on Ember's stream all the time. I'm on Java and Jugs. I do Politicality on Thursdays and Sundays, which is always fun at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm kind of all over the place. So me and Seth are working on something too.
I'm Seth. I run Ambushed Apostate, and me and Lil, I can confirm, are starting a new series next week called Candle in the Chaos. It's going to basically look at Christian nationalism from her perspective as a political analyst and mine as a former Christian nationalist. So that's going to be awesome. So yeah, stop by.
I guess I'll watch it.
Hell yeah. You better, Kelly.
I guess. There will be shenanigans.
There will be.
Dodge this.
I love that. That's so great.
So you decided to go create a competing political show, did you?
Yeah, no. It's not competing.
I'm just joking. There's enough room on YouTube for as many of them as possible. I'm glad to see anybody talking about any of this.
I would love to see Seth's story going from a Christian nationalist to an atheist. I wonder if we can use what got him out of that more broadly.
He's told that story in a couple places. Yeah, he's told it on. I think he's been on Neil 604 Atheist by now, right? I'm almost positive he has.
I'll just have you send it to me later.
I know he was talking to Neil because I put him in contact with each other. I know they were talking about him coming on. I didn't know if he had done it yet or not.
I don't get to be on there until June.
Oh, is he that far out? Jesus.
June 13th.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like to give Seth a hard time. Me and Seth are friends. But I got to hang out with Seth at the art protest this past year.
Yeah, I actually got to meet Seth too. I still have his air fresheners in my car.
Well, smells good in there anyway. Huh. Oh, boy.
Oh, they're unopened. He bought them. He just left them in there, so I still have them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what format the. So look, we've got these two different shows, right? That we do Thursday and Sunday. I would like one of them to be a different format than the other one, right? Not just like we can still do the same thing, just with different twist, right? But I've been slow at getting everything fixed and set up the way it needs to be, and I'm in the process of doing some things in my personal life that I'm busy with. So I haven't really been focused on that, and but we'll get back to that here soon, and these will be there'll be some kind of plan, you know. Today we just kind of we went live today. We knew what we were talking about. We know that everybody's seen the clips. You know, like anybody who's interested in anything that's going on in the political world, or even not, knows that the United States is bombing the shit out of Iran right now, and like that's the only thing in the news. Trump's talking about it. That he gave a 2:30 in the morning speech where he was like, "Yeah, Americans are gonna have to die," and was just like, just okay with that. Just threw that out there for everybody. Yeah, we're gonna cause some Americans to die. Meme. What'd you say, Will?
I said he did the Lord Farquaad meme. Some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to make.
Yeah. He's and which is more troubling that there isn't really a clear justification of what's going on here, because
not even that there's no justification, there's no set goals by the administration.
Well, right, like it's been said that this is because they wouldn't make a deal, and then it was to obliterate their nuclear stuff, and now it's about regime change, and that's kind of what they're going with. And I mean, they've talked about regime change along the way anyway, but like that was not the goal originally, and most of his base is, against even doing that, which is why he uses other pretexts, and then once he's there, it's like, oh, well, now we're going to do regime change, and I don't know why he gives a shit, because the ones that, the diehard MAGA supporters are going to agree with it anyway. They're
yeah, they twisted, dude. Like, there's one MAGA guy that I know that is still saying that Trump has been completely exonerated from the Epstein files. Like, bitch, what? So, like, yeah, I'm sorry if you're still supporting this fucker. You are too fucking far gone. Like, you just are at this point.
Well, I mean,
Didn't he use the justification that 3 people testified, including Ghislaine Maxwell, that they didn't see Trump do anything, so that totally exonerates him? And then the NPR story drops about the FBI redacting the testimony and missing pages. And it's like, how do you square that circle on national TV?
Well, you pretend one of them didn't happen, of course.
Yeah.
The old nuh-uh defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
See you later, Seth. Good to see you, man.
Bye.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the distraction part, right? Is because, now this is, it's not just that they do so much stuff that you can't cover everything at any time. It's that it's like this is what we do. We have to talk about these things. It's a distraction, but look, if you think that there's anything within the Epstein files or about Ghislaine Maxwell that Trump is going to do that he's ever going to be held accountable for, if you think that's going to happen, it's not. That we will never see the Epstein files, and you'll just never see all that. I don't know how they chose the people they were willing to throw under the bus so far. I don't know how they picked those names, but there's a lot more, and we will never see that. There's nothing Congress can do. There's nothing anyone can do. There's a bunch of rich white men's names on these files that, are too powerful to be released, and that's just how it's going to be.
Well, didn't the Justice Department come out and say, like, we're not releasing anymore, now leave us alone?
Yes. Yeah, more than once. Yeah,
It
they
seems
said.
weird though because other countries are arresting their people in associating with the files, so it's just unfortunate that we are not.
And
Yeah.
like the other thing is with it, like the justification for Iran and getting rid of the Ayatollah. What fucking business of it is it of ours? It's not. It's just not. Like, we have enough shit to fix here.
Yeah.
But no, of course, Israel wants it done, and other countries in the Middle East want it done, so they pay us and we go do it. And now
Yeah.
3 American service members are dead because of it. So congratulations.
Well, you have the Republican Party in general thinks they can just do as they please, and
Yeah.
Trump is going to probably die while in office.
I'm waiting on the massive Republican backpedal when they realize that MAGA is falling apart. Trump is not either not in office through one means or another, and nobody's holding MAGA together. And watch the massive fucking backpedal and the 10 years of selective amnesia.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help
Well,
that the Democrats aren't really doing that well. I mean, like the Democrats are like, don't do this thing or else, and then there's never any or else, so the Republicans can just do whatever they want.
I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do when you're playing two different games. Like so the Republicans have the majority in both arms of Congress, plus they have the White House, so they can pretty much do as they please anyway. And the Democrats are, they think exposing all these crimes and how awful these people are and how they're not making your life more affordable and all those things are going to change things. And it does for those. So because of the way our voting system works, you're always just catering to those in the middle, right? You're always just catering to a few swing voters to win the election one way or the other. The country was split 50-50 going out of the last election. So a lot of that has shifted to the left because Trump's done such an awful job and pissed off so many people and lied about so many things.
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, this goes back to exactly what I've been saying since we started this. They did too much too fast, and everyone's pissed about it. You can't lie to people about their pocketbooks. People know about the Epstein files. People know that there was no goddamn justification for this. People know there's no goddamn justification for fucking Venezuela. People know there's no goddamn explanation for anything that he's done. He has not done a single fucking good thing, and people know that. And people are backing off like mad. I mean, MAGA itself is just like, what the actual fuck when it comes to bombing Iran? Because Trump said over and over and over that he was against regime change. He was not going to go to war. He was an anti-war president. He was a peace president. Over and over and over and over until he has a bitch fit about not getting the fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Because why the fuck would anybody with a brain ever give him a fucking Nobel Peace Prize? He doesn't fucking deserve it. Ever. God.
Well, we also run moderate candidates who lose too. I would like to see more progressive candidates win, and that seems to be happening at state and local elections a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing everything he can to stop the elections or to stop people from voting.
Oh yeah, didn't that internal memo of like 17 pages? They want to use justification that like China interfered to seize control of the midterm.
They're trying to, but here's the thing: the president has no fucking control over the elections, none. So,
yeah, that's run by the states.
Yeah, exactly, and they are trying their damnedest to do everything they can. And keep in mind, in 2024 and 2020, there were some elected officials, including the attorney general here, that basically bragged about rigging it in his favor because they threw so many people off the voter rolls who should have been on there.
And the fake electors thing, that wasn't great.
Oh my god, that was... if they think that was ever gonna work, they're out of their fucking minds.
Yeah, well, they tried.
Yeah, but the thing is all they learned is just don't be so fucking, like...
Stupid.
Basically, yeah, basically...
Stupid people don't learn that.
Ramp up the same shit that Republicans have been saying for years about voter fraud, even though it is demonstrably false. I have statistics from the fucking Heritage Foundation that says there's no goddamn voter fraud.
Yeah, and that study went back a really long time, too. I remember reading that as well.
It went back, I think, to 1980, 84, or something like that. It's literally been there as long as I've been alive. And there were like 99 cases in all those years. Like, bitch, please. Because here's the thing. There is nobody who is going to willingly go vote for someone to give them one extra vote if they can't vote or they're voting for someone else or some shit like that, because the penalties are too high and there's almost no reward for it. It is extremely rare when a count comes down to that level.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess the point still stands about what do you do with stupid people. I say we start the largest deportation program in American history.
Let's start with
Well, Joe, I will say...
I'm kidding.
Joe, I will say it's not necessarily just the stupid people. It's the people that would rather sacrifice rationality and facts so their side can seem like they're winning. Like,
I don't believe that's their position, though. I don't believe that they know it, like they would rather do anything. I think they're just fucking idiots.
But
like,
my experience is I'll be like,
they're sheep.
Yeah, they're literally like cattle. But like you can be like, okay, you're wrong because of A, B, C, and D. These are the data that support that, and they're just like, well, that's fake news. I believe it because of vibes. And I'm like, well, I can't really combat that.
Well, see, they think that they should violate our human rights for not agreeing with them. So, should we do that to them? Obviously, it's a rhetorical question, right? Like, I'm not advocating violations of human rights, but like that's again, it's like it's two different games. It's like the right doesn't give a shit about policy or politics or the actual workings of the federal government because they don't fucking know how it works. Like they don't give a fuck about anything other than Trump is the oppressed one. Trump is their savior, and we're gonna follow.
And the ones who actually do understand, they're all in it for the fascism. So.
Oh yeah, no, and the fascist right, like which has become a thing with the rise of Trump, right? He's always been kind of going that direction from his rallies when he first came down the escalator. That's always been what it looked like.
It just seems like the party of cognitive dissidence. They have control of all three branches of government, yet they all behave like they're being persecuted. It's insane.
I think the party itself, it's more deceptive than that. But
yeah, the party itself knows exactly what's going on. It's the dumbass voters that buy everything they say. Because they haven't watched anything but Fox News for the last fucking 20 years.
Which is really funny because I like to bring up the fact that if you watch Fox News, you're less informed than if you watch no news at all. That's my favorite article to drop.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume that if you watch, because now it's not like when Fox News had to admit that the voting wasn't rigged, that's when you get like OAN and Newsmax spinoffs. You can just go and get your news wherever you want that confirms your bias.
And keep in mind, whenever Fox News was sued, and they were sued, I think it was for, I don't remember who said what, but they basically said, "Oh no, we're not a news organization; we're an entertainment organization."
Yeah, they argue that in the court documents. Yeah. They argue that they're an entertainment, but on on screen they present as news.
Yeah. Yeah, which is just like straight up horseshit.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an aggregated study that shows that the more right-wing news you consume, the less informed you are. I know that there's
I am almost certain there is.
a study that the more right-wing news you consume, the more scared you are just of life in general. But I
Yeah.
wonder how that would map on to how much they actually know about the world,
Mm-hmm.
like actual information.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's ridiculous.
The see, I don't know that information is part of the problem. I mean, it's part of the it's part of what it's the foundation of the problem. Actually, I mean, being completely honest, I mean it's the lack of education, the lack of information, and the prioritizing what I feel about these things in front of facts and logic and all that other stuff. So in a way, I mean, it is right to say that they willingly like just deny those things, but it's also built into the way that they're educated or not, to where they're culturally educated, not actually educated, right? So
Well, we've spoken about this too. Like, we live in the information age, but because of that, like, if I Google "is Hillary Clinton the devil," and if I already think that, I can find as many sources I want to confirm that,
right.
rather than having the information age where you actually use it to find what's real and actually there and can be trusted.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, this is like, how do you fix these problems? You can't. Okay, so I think I'm getting to the idea here. So you can't fix it with the individuals, not all the individuals we have now. It has to be something that's fixed over a long term. It has to come with education first. Like, you can't you can't expect to have a different outcome with these people that are completely ignorant and stupid about the way all this works and willing to follow a fascist because they don't have the tools to do otherwise. So it has to be a bigger picture. You have to fix the education part of this first.
I agree with you, and we've talked about this before, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they're gutting education. But also, I think that a large problem is the news industry being for profit, because they're gonna pander to the people that watch them and tell them what they want to hear rather than the facts. That's how Fox News is able to exist, and OAN and One American News. They don't inform their viewers; they are
Do,
providing confirmation bias.
do you know what I learned in prison?
I know you learned a lot.
I learned that there are people that can be talked into doing anything. Uh, there are people uh, that just want somebody to tell them what to do, and that need that. There are people that are followers, and that is what they are. And the that sort of that's obviously not an educational thing. I don't even know if that's a learned thing or if it's a genetic thing or maybe a little bit of both. I mean, environmental. I'm not sure what makes them followers, but I would say it's probably more genetic than anything if I was guessing, but it would be guessing. The And whenever you have these just ignorant fucks, we call them crash dummies, right? Because you could say, "Hey, dude down there in that corner cell, he's apparently got some money. His people are sending him some money. Go down there and rob him, and I'll give you something." And he's been getting smart with me down on the poker table and whatever. Like, you could just tell people, and they would go do it, and they would go to the hole and never be seen again. And sometimes people would get hurt. like, now I'm not saying I told people to go do those things. I didn't. That wasn't my game in there. I stayed out of all the politics. But I've seen it happen a lot, right? And so there's people that are they just want to be told what to do. And what does fascism offer? You know, you have an authoritarian fascist person in Trump, and it's just what these people want. It's they're culturally, we have a problem here. It's not something that you can fix with these people. It's going to have to be a bigger picture, long-term thing.
Yeah, but I mean, they hurt themselves and they still want the ideology. It's the leopard's eating face, and even when their face gets eaten, they're like, "Yeah, this is what I voted for."
Yeah. It's going to shit and not taking your pants off, right?
Yeah. You have to have enough brain power to remove your pants before you shit, and I feel like a lot of people don't have that brain power.
And by the way, folks, that's Will's joke. I stole it.
I didn't come up with it.
It's a good one.
I know. But so I don't really think a whole lot about, like, and it's partly from dealing with, like, a lot of these Christian apologists and creationists and stuff. I don't like put a lot of effort into I'm going to change their minds, like and I feel like it's one of those things that has to be changed at a different and that thing goes to education too, by the way.
And I mean, like, there's people who are good at getting through to those people. I am not one of those, so I'm not going to bother wasting my time. I will leave that to the people who are good at it.
Well, listen to me. So understand something. If you're talking about an apologist or a creationist or whatever, you should never be trying to get through to those people. That's the wrong goal to begin with. The goal should always be to get through to everyone else to show them that person is ridiculous. And I think it's kind of the same thing here. You're not going to, like, now, when we talk about things like street epistemology, which came up a minute ago, that's not designed to use with apologists, and that's not what that's made for. It's made to use with your average believer about what you believe. It's not what are your arguments. The apologist is always going to bring their arguments above anything else. So, I think that if you look at these things as you're trying to get through to the person you're talking to, then doing it on a stage or with an audience is probably not the best way to start to begin with. Having one-on-one talks with people, if you think you can get through to them, by all means, you should try. I mean, but you have to realize the difference. Like, I think that, like, if you go talk to even, like, okay, so Kent Hovind's a dipshit. We all know it. Like, but still, whenever you go to have a conversation with Kent Hovind, it can be nerve-wracking. But it's not because you're trying to get through to Kent Hovind. It's because of Kent Hovind's behavior, right? And you don't go thinking, I'm going to be the one to explain evolution to Kent Hovind. He's going to get it. Like, nobody thinks that. And that should never be your thought. No. Just to clear that part up. But I think you understand that. But there are people that are listening, and there are people that every day that open their eyes to what's going on and choose to do something different. And right now, today, more of them are choosing to move away from Trump. And we're going into an election season. So either Trump has to promise the Republicans he's going to do something to stop them from losing by canceling elections or whatever it's going to be, or they have to go out and campaign against Trump. Because anything with Trump's name on it is not going to go well.
Yeah, but to piggyback off that, I feel like if you take the Kent Hovind example, like if you look at the stats over time, like more people believe in evolution and creationism, and that trend is going to continue. But if you apply that to politics, we have the same data on the economy and jobs between the left and the right right never budges or moves, and they are always set at that 1/3.
Right, because it's not based on information. Whenever all Trump has to say was, no, we're making the economy great again. You just wait till a year from now. It's just, they believe it because it's not about the information. It's about how they feel about Trump.
But why is there so many people, 1/3, that are not reachable with information? Because, I mean, even if you look at GDP, like they're like, oh, it's lowest GDP, and then you look at the way that GDP is calculated, and it's only those tech companies selling back and forth to each other. If you get that out, we're in the negatives.
Well, so it's because they don't trust actual facts and information because the Democrats have lied so much in the past, right? Democrats have lied and twisted numbers and stuff to make them sound better, and so have Republicans. So,
yeah, but if you look at the aggregated results, like there are more falsehoods on the right than there are on the left. Sure. And the left lies too, obviously.
Sure, but they've been convinced to believe that the left are the liars because they consume things like Fox News. And in the absence of education, they have no critical thinking skills to determine which one's the better argument, right?
They've and the thing is like, this is like the same point that I brought up last week, is like my sons, half of their lives Trump's been in the political sphere. And because of that, they have no, like, comprehension of what normal fucking politics looks like. Yeah. This is normal to them. They are of voting age at this point. And if you go back even further to, like, when Fox News cropped up, there have been people who have followed Fox News just full stop and have believed everything they said. And, like, they're fucking indoctrinated as hell. They're as indoctrinated as any church gets. So,
well, politics has been romanticized into something else. So I think that you have, if you ask somebody on the right about what happened during Joe Biden's presidency, right? So let's start with what it would look like on paper. On paper, Joe Biden had one of the best presidencies in history, honestly. I mean, he grew all these jobs, passed all these great bills, even whenever he didn't have control of the houses to do it. I mean, a lot of good things happened under Joe Biden.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because that stuff happens, and Republicans who voted against his bills will then turn around and run ads taking credit against bills.
Absolutely, because they have no spine. That they have no shame. They will fight against the money, but if you force me to take it, I'll take it and take credit for it too. So whenever we look at Biden's presidency on paper, it looks amazing. Even if we don't say one of the greatest, like he had a good presidency. It went well. Ended with record-breaking economy. The dollar was leading the world. All those things. The CHIPS Act.
Inflation reduction. He good legislation.
Yeah, did all kinds of great things. Should Joe Biden be president right now?
No, he's got dementia. He's got mashed potato brain.
Because there's more to this than the statistics, facts, and information, right? There's also is this person fit to be in office? Which we've got a problem with that now. That's not really what I was driving towards, but there's these other things. And while the left stands and says, well, we want to do this and inflation's up and GDP's this and all these other things, like, the right never cared about that to begin with. Like this is, I don't know why this keeps coming up to where it's this whole thing where like I have to point out once again that like being right isn't always the best position. Okay? If we're talking about facts, of course it is. But if we're talking about in arguing with someone to convince them or other people, or in the political campaigning arena, facts are not their most important tool. It's just not.
Well, that's why you have the right, who was always like complaining about the debt, and then Trump racks up all that debt, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine." And then when a Democrat gets in, they're like, "Oh, you got to watch the debt." I'm like, "You're talking out of both sides of your mouth."
The facts are the most important thing still, but they're not the most important tool, right? How you wield those facts is what's important. How you wield those facts is what's important when it comes to these things. And so they're not able to do it in a way that effectively reaches people in the middle or on the right, because all they want to do is spout out, this is better, this was better, this was better. And it's not that they're wrong. They're absolutely right. The people they're talking to do not give a fuck. Right? So you have to put that notion away to begin with. That somehow facts are going to convince them to think differently.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, because like one thing that played into it is one of the things that played into 2020 and people saying like, oh, well, he's doing like the economy is terrible, is because they had all these people telling them that the economy is terrible, who were basically working for Trump and shit. But the thing is like the basic understanding of economics was just not there to understand that, yes, there is still a positive inflation, but inflation has dropped massively and it's getting better. It takes some fucking time. You cannot turn the economy around on a dime. You just can't do it.
Yeah, and it's also really funny that when asked about that, all the bad stuff is Biden's fault and all the good stuff is Trump's fault. It's like, how can you not uncouple that? You sound ridiculous.
Yeah, because they don't care. They believe everything he fucking says. Like, they just don't care. You're muted, Joe.
Sorry. So, do you know what Trump has showed us, though, about that? About the economy being better and stuff and all that? It doesn't actually matter if the economy's fucking better. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the most important thing. The saying it's going to be better, the positive, just lie about it, right? Like Democrats need to learn this trick. They can pick up so many people in these little pockets on the right just lie. Let the rest of us know, hey, I know the truth about this. You know, they can even say that. They can even say it out loud, because these people don't give a fuck about that.
I do remember reading a pretty good post where the guy was like, the Republican power move of just lying is working out pretty well for them.
If it comes to save them from their fucking self, just lie about it. Like, just, there's times that a lie is the moral decision to make. Like, for real. I mean, if you have a mind that is able to look at the economy without someone telling you the economy is doing good and see what it's doing, then you don't need them to tell you that anyway, right? So a lot of those other people just lie. And Trump has showed that is more effective than the numbers actually matching what he's saying.
Yeah, the power move of just lying.
And that's why we have a problem, right? That's why there's a problem here, is because whenever it comes to the point that denying reality is the best course of action, something's fucked along the way, okay?
Very much so.
Again, it's just outrageous that a third of the population is totally fine with everything coming from Dear Leader, and even if those are contradictory things less than a week apart.
There is almost, probably at this point, a good 30% of this country that thinks that what sport a trans person is playing, 5 of which I think there are in like NCAA or higher sports, right?
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
like 8 total.
There's like a handful.
They think that is a more important topic than the future of our children, the environment, any number of whatever the fuck you want to mention that we need to be worrying about, that is a problem we need to solve. They think that's the problem we need to solve. And now, obviously, we can talk about whether that's a whole nother conversation of about those things, right? If that conversation needs to be had, it can. But it never does with those folks, because the priorities are all fucked up because they don't know any better.
Well, also the right basically only has cultural issues to push. Anytime they try to do anything substantive,
Right.
It makes it
Because-
worse for everybody.
because
they're slaves to the capital class.
Well,
Yeah.
it exploits more than one thing, right? It's not just that it exploits hate or ignorance. There's already these people there's already Nazis in this country who that appeals to too. So you get the ignorant, but you also get the bigots too, right? Yeah. Which we're missing out from elections because they didn't follow one of these sides because neither one of them had any. They were. I'm not even going to say, but there's not a direct example I can point to, so I'm not going to make one up because I don't think that'd be appropriate.
I was going to say you could just name any of the Nazi signal chats that keep getting linked in Republican circles. Like, I mean, like, if you're just a normal, say you're, for example, just a normal Republican, and you're like, well, the 10th Nazi chat got linked, and they're on my team.
You might be a Nazi.
Doesn't that kind of make you like at least reevaluate, like, why do the white supremacists and hate group leaders all tend to vote for the same party over and over again? If I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, I might be on the wrong side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you find yourself on the side of Nazis and you don't decide to, I'm not.
If you support the Nazis, you're a Nazi. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you have to be a Nazi to be on the right. That's not my point. The point I'm making is that there's a whole group of people that are worried about things that are in the wrong. They're prioritized incorrectly, objectively.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. But and to Lil's point, if 4 people are sitting at a table eating dinner and a Nazi comes over and sits down at that table, there are now 5 Nazis sitting down.
Yeah.
But also, like
there's no, and like I've been making the comparisons between Trump and Nazis for fucking 10 years now.
Yeah, well,
like, it's there. We're there. Like, I'm sorry, guys. We're there, and like, fucking deal with it. If you support Trump in any way, you get lumped into that, and tough fucking shit. I don't care.
So here's the thing. Why don't we take the vote away from Nazis?
I was going to say, Joe, if you're a Republican, right, and in your party they keep finding more and more Nazis, at what point are you either okay with Nazis or
Trump would not have been elected without Nazis, right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong? He won. He won by less than 1%.
Charlottesville.
He would not have been elected without the white supremacists and the Nazi militias. He would not have been elected. So should we take voting away from Nazis since they're so? See, here's the problem: is you don't mind that the person you support is a pedophile. You don't mind that he made it into office because of the will of motherfucking Nazis that you share a party with. They're in your party, bro. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get mad.
I just don't understand. Like, their priorities are mixed up, and it's like, yeah, but like, why is like every Nazi supporting your party?
Yes. Why is it? You're in a party. I'm not a Nazi. It's everyone else, right? It's just they're Nazis. the fact that you're okay with that is a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
the fact that you share values with Nazis, like you share your list of values with Nazis is enough that you have decided to climb in the bed with them.
Yeah, that's outrageous. You could be like, oh, no, I'm not a Nazi. I just support their economic policy.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the prioritization, right? Because the ultranationalism and things, that's the Nazi movement. That's the main characteristic of the Nazis, right? Shit.
No, I'm not fascist. I just support the right's economic policy.
I'm not a fascist, but we agree.
Yeah.
I mean, literally nothing he has promised or nothing he has said, he has reneged on everything. Everything.
Look, Trump's never been arrested for being a Nazi, guys. That means that he can't.
Oh, that means that he's not a Nazi.
Is there a law? Is there a being a Nazi law that they charge you with? Is there that?
In Germany, there is.
I was just wondering if we had that law.
No, we don't.
Because I do think Trump has been in a lot of trouble for fraud and trying to fuck with elections and insurrection. So
arresting American citizens, killing American citizens.
There's those things like that. The things that he has. We both agree on things that he's done. There's those things, but never mind those. Right? You don't support you don't support January 6th, but you would have been okay with him hanging Mike Pence out front, right? It wouldn't have been anything to talk about, right?
Just seems like the arbitrary lines in the sand that they're willing to put up with, and then not willing to put up with.
Yeah. I showed up. Who wanted the debate?
You don't debate in another show's chat, dude. So you can take that shit over.
Yeah.
Is there any? Do you know if there's any studies when they do like intelligence of the left versus right? I think I saw one where
there have been several, yeah.
Well, we know the bottom
and it
chin is made up of like 8 red states or something.
There's several, and it literally shows people on the right are stupider than people on the left.
Well, you also have the Bible Belt's got the most teen pregnancies, most fraud, most obesity, shortest life expectancy, all that stuff too.
Most repeat teen pregnancies too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's not forget, he stole from a children's cancer charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't run any charities in New York. That's
like how big of a shitty person do you have to be to do that? Like, what the?
Didn't he, with the Board of Peace, it's like $1 billion to join, but it goes into an account that he controls, and he's the board for life?
Yes.
I don't know how you get past the pedophile thing, guys. I don't know how people look past that. Honestly.
Yeah, that should be first and foremost. And
like, it's fine if you don't want to go ahead and say Trump. It's fine if you don't want to go ahead and say Trump did it. But the very fact that he was involved with this group of people, like, you can't deny that. Like, even if you want to say that everything claimed about him is false, even if every bit of it's false, why has he kept company with all these other pedophiles for so long? Like, he's in the pedophile circle. Like, he's and at least like these claims do exist against him within it and stuff, and the rest of his cabinet and his friends. They're, the people that are listed here, and it doesn't matter what party they're in. That's not the problem. It's that you're willing to overlook that. Like, that should be the only thing that you're out there defending if you want to defend Trump. Because I just don't think. I mean, your argument can't be a logical argument to me. A reasonable argument to me wouldn't be to say, well, Trump's a great president, therefore I'm going to look over him being a pedophile. Like, that's
there is a reason why he has the low, like, even if the pedophile thing was not a thing,
Yeah.
Like, his approval ratings are the lowest in U.S. history, and they just continue to drop.
Well, also there's a
They're
little bit.
gonna bottom
I'm not
out
willing
soon.
to give that it's not a thing.
There's a little bit of projection there too, because the right accuses the left of like eating babies and molesting kids and adrenochrome, and then this stuff comes out,
Yeah.
and it's basically like they accuse the left of the worst possible crimes they can think of, but then when
And
the
then, how
credible
dare you? How
the
dare you
credible
say that?
accusations accuse people on the right, and they're able to overlook it. And it's like, if
Yeah.
you're able to overlook pedophiles,
Yeah.
where is your line? It doesn't seem like you have
Yeah.
one. You're willing to put up with anything once pedophilia is okay, then basically everything is okay.
Joe Biden was old, but Trump's a pedophile. You choose the pedophile.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, Biden's old. I mean, I don't know if I said that correctly, but I meant to say
Well, you
Biden
could
was old
even
and
make
Trump's
the
a
argument
pedophile.
Biden is a demented old man with mashed potato brain, and I'm
Yeah.
still going to pick him over the pedophile.
He's a literal box of dicks, okay? Like, it's still a better choice.
Yeah, because the alternative is you're picking a pedophile.
Yes, right.
the worst.
I do have questions about why you voted for a box of dicks, but
The actual.
You could
worst
also frame
excuse-
it. You could frame it this way too. Okay, you have two choices. One choice is a pedophile, and the other choice is, and then you could be like, what would you have to put in this box to therefore then pick the pedophile?
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know how it's, and I get it. Like, and we talk about other things too. I mean, honestly, it's because we know we're not going to get an answer to that question. We're not going to get like anything. I don't know. I mean, have you guys seen the people on the right out there debating that Trump did these things? Have you? Because I bet you haven't. Because there's no defense to be had here. Like,
no, there's not.
Nobody's arguing that Trump, like, nobody's arguing on his behalf in these things. Instead, this is when they go quiet, right? Every day I post pictures of MAGA people. Well, not every day, but days that I'm on Facebook. I post pictures of MAGA people who have been arrested for crimes against underage folks, and whether it be all types of crimes against sex crimes against kids. And,
well, you also have like all the January 6ers that got pardoned go out and commit sex crimes against kids too.
Right. Well, I especially post those, but like over on Facebook, I'm always putting those things up every day. One of them pops into my feed because it's
just Google youth pastor in any zip code.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, my youth pastor was a nice guy. He was only ever accused once of having a relationship with somebody from the church, to which they fired him afterwards. But I don't know. He says he didn't do it. That's true, actually. And the assistant youth pastor for sure got in trouble for pedophilia at my church. They never did anything to me, but they apparently did some things to some people, and so
yeah,
it's not so far-fetched of a thing to happen, I don't think. Hey, I still believed in God after that happened, so.
Well, if heaven is real, there is a lot of pedophiles up there.
Yeah.
I'll take my chances with hell. Thank you very much.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think people believe as much as they claim they believe, honestly, anymore. Like, I really don't. No. I don't know how they square the things. I don't know how they like go around talking about Jesus and stuff, and then have like almost the same fervor and support and religious ties to Donald Trump. Like, to have religious reasons to vote for him and shit. Like, you're fucking crazy if you think you've got like some morally acceptable reason to vote for Donald Trump. People vote for Trump out of greed. They vote for Trump because of hate. I mean, which sin do you want to pick? That is not one of the reasons that they follow Trump. Like, and it's so goddamn confusing. And that's why it's like, again, how do you answer this question that we've asked a couple times? How do you talk to people like that? Like, how do you talk to people who are just woo?
I halfway gave up after I heard the stupidest goddamn excuse for someone not to vote for Harris over. Absolutely despise Trump, but the reason why she would not vote for Harris was, I shit you not, I don't like her tone.
That's not the real reason, obviously.
No, I know, but it's just like, what the fuck?
Well, there could be an argument there to be made that we keep running the milquetoast Democrats, basically just diet Republicans.
I know. Well, yeah, but the thing is like, I know for a fact that the reason she told me that and the reason she lied to me for fucking ever about it is because she was afraid that I cut her off afterwards. Guess what? Still did.
Yeah, but also, like, if we run a diet Republican as the Democratic ticket, like, I'm thinking Gavin Newsom, he's going to be better than whatever the Republicans are going to run, but that just allows all of the moderates to then justify flipping back to Republicans in the next election.
I mean, yeah, but we're in a situation at this point too that it's like, are you pro-democracy or anti-democracy at this point? It's just...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, obviously, like, vote to the left. But what I'm seeing over time is the Overton window consistently move to the right, and the Democrats just stop it when they're in power. So Trump will move it to the right, a Democrat will get in there and basically hold it, and then the Republican will win and move it to the right, and then the Democrat will get in and hold it where it is. We need to start moving it in the other direction.
Yeah, I can't stand Newsom either. Like, I cannot stand him. But luckily, like, it seems like there's a good number, especially of the younger generation of Democrats who are like, this shit ain't gonna work. Like, no, like, we need to do something different. It's that there's been this fight going on in the Democrat Party for the last 10 years, and like, obviously the old guys who want status quo, like, they're not going to change, but I'm hoping that we can make a big enough of a difference to actually get somebody in there who's actually worth a damn. I mean, at the very, and the thing is like I've said, like, yeah, I was not jazzed about Harris, like, fine, whatever. But at the bare minimum, nothing would have changed. And we would not be in this situation. We would not have people being deported left and right who do not deserve it by any stretch of the imagination. We wouldn't have a fucking war in Iran. We wouldn't have fucking disrupted Venezuela the way we did. Like, we wouldn't have American citizens dead because of fucking ICE. By the way, fuck ICE. Like, holy shit. Like, none of this shit would have happened. None of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's objectively true that Harris or literally a corpse would be better than Trump. But the powers that be in the capital class consistently move everything to the right over time. At least, and that's what I'm kind of noticing.
It ended up only being us, so I should have just put it back over here. I don't. Sorry. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. I was watching the troll in chat, my bad. And I jumped back in there messing with stuff. Now I feel bad.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, I mean, there's a whole lot of really bad shit. And the thing is like, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But, like, I mean, the thing is like, you look at regimes that are completely based on hate, like this one, and they never last that long. They can't, because they eventually run out of targets. I mean, that they run out of targets to where they have to start attacking their own base, and then their own base is like, whoa, what the fuck?
Oh, right. It's not sustainable.
No, it's not.
Right. The, I mean, I think, like, I don't like, okay, look, I agree with you in every way. Okay, I do. But I really don't like that the it's got to get worse before it gets better is like,
well, it's going to, because Trump's in office.
Well, I mean, that it has to get worse to get better. Not that it's not going to get worse. I agree with that completely. It's going to get worse, but that it has to. It doesn't.
I agree with that, but I think, especially at this point, it's just kind of an inevitability, because several. So I follow several, like, doctors and, like, physical therapists and stuff, that they're all pretty much saying, like, Trump is not going to last his term. I'll be surprised if he lasts a year, because of, like, all his dementia and shit. And the thing is that the way that this keeps going is, like, yeah, he's going to get more unhinged, and I think he's eventually going to end up doing something that either Vance and them are like, okay, fuck this, like, we got to get this guy out, or Congress is like, yeah, we're impeaching this fucker and getting him out, or he croaks. Like, it's going to be one of those three. And I honestly think that's probably going to happen this year, but the fact is that he is still in office in the meantime. Like, oh my god, like, he can do so much fucking damage.
No, right. But I mean, there is a pathway that they can stop this now. Like, we have avenues.
There is. They won't take it yet.
You know, it's not like you can't, 25th Amendment, the senile man for bombing, other countries illegally. I think there's it's I think it's a good time to make that move, but I think everything's a good time for that move. So, I guess it's not as relevant, or I may be biased towards making that move, but I think, like, I think they're presented with a good opportunity here. Now's the time, guys. Let's use the 25th Amendment.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is like, the fear mongering that I've heard from the right against stuff like that is like, oh my god, the Democrats are going to take over. They're going to take. Bitch, it's going to be fucking Vance in office. Fuck off.
Yeah,
and Vance is going to be fucking terrible, by the way. Like,
yeah, no, Vance is going to be awful, but let's get rid of Crazy Papaw first, okay? Like, that needs to happen now.
I'm not worried about Vance nuking a country just because.
Right, exactly.
Like, I'm just not.
Yes.
I'm worried about Trump doing
because they have pictures of him with children. We're not.
I am interested to see what the right is going to morph into after Trump.
I think, honestly, it's going to completely fall apart, and they're going to have to completely change everything. Because the thing is like, if you look at MAGA, there's like 5 different factions with 5 different, like, forerunners and leaders. Vance is not fucking one of them. Nobody likes him.
So you want to hear my crazy theory on it?
Hit me.
Is that the far right, the extremists on the right are what makes up a big part of Trump's base now, which has shrank into these smaller extreme groups, right? Mm-hmm. So whenever the campaigning really gets in gear for this election, provided that we plan on having one, the right is going to have to shift further to the left. Trump has moved further to the right, losing a lot of his base in that section of voters. Mm-hmm. And now the whole party has to shift to the left, leaving just Trump and the most extreme of his followers. Yeah. So I think what ends up happening is you do create, like, some extreme groups still, but you make it less acceptable to be in that part of the populace. I mean, just by they become rather than the middle of the bell curve, they become the bottom of it, and that's where they should be.
You say that, but Trump's political candidacy in 2016 was viewed as a joke forever, and all of the right-wing politicians disowned him, and then they all end up capitulating to him.
Well, right. I mean, I'm just saying that's how it's supposed to go. Whether it does or not, I mean, I depend a lot on looking at what is the outcome of the most incompetent way. Like, what is going to be the stupidest way to get there, and that's what I come up with, because like they're not. I mean, look, it's the red places make the bottom of the list. We'll just on the things we talked about, right? Like, so I think that I mean, that's how this began, right? There was smaller groups of this that eventually were able to infect and move their way forward because of the Trump era and people not really the left being completely ineffective and broken. Like Trump broke the left completely, right? So Trump showed how weak and just useless the left was, and then the left continued to demonstrate that a little bit. But now you have, even if you're not moving to the left, they have to move away from Trump. And I mean, they could go more extremist, but that doesn't seem to be the direction that they're moving. So go for it. I know you want to say it. Go ahead, Lou.
I mean, they can, but the thing is also like, I think a lot of the standard Republicans are realizing how bad all this shit is playing out for them, because every single time Trump has come out with a fucking policy, more of the base peels away. Every fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lie to people about their pocketbooks. There are people who are getting really... There are some MAGAs who are getting really pissed that they're seeing their neighbors and their friends and their family members deported, even though they voted for this shit, because they thought that, oh, he's just going after the criminals. Yeah, fuck off.
I do like reading those news stories. Gives me a little schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest, like, they said exactly what they're going to do. I mean, they released there was a memo that was released, or a memo that was leaked, sorry, that said that the White House wanted, what was it? It was like 100 million deportations. There aren't 100 million immigrants in this fucking country. There's not. Like, the only way you get that is deporting American citizens.
Which we are doing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like it's absurd that's the case. He ran on releasing the Epstein files. Now going to release them. He's all over them.
He done the opposite of everything that he was supposed to do.
And now people, I see people on the right who are all, shocked and horrified that he's declaring war on Iran, and it's like, what the fuck did you think he was gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, what did you think he was gonna do?
Yeah, what did you think was happening?
It is pretty funny watching all these right-wingers go from tyrannical government to just straight-up bootlicking every day, all day.
He's the peace president, guys. He should have got that peace prize. You can see... He wants to fight in the Middle East until there's peace.
You ready for him to claim he solved 9 wars in 2 weeks?
He's going to solve this one in 2 weeks, too. He's going to claim he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to be...
He's the 2-week war president, right? He's not the no-war president anymore. He's the 2-week war president.
And then he's going to claim he's ended 9 wars.
Yeah. Is it okay if he just starts wars and then steps out of the way? Because they're going to be fighting over there forever. Like, they've all bombed each other now, and the ones that have Iran, Trump went and bombed Iran. Iran bombed everybody else. Made a mess. Those other countries, some of them aren't too happy about being bombed, and so now they've entered the fighting. So he's made a mess over there, even if he walks away right now.
Super good position to put our allies in too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
he martyred the fucking Ayatollah for him. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I mean, somebody mentioned, and I obviously, like, there's no way to prove this, but someone said that one of the ways that this whole thing makes sense is if Israel is blackmailing them with the Epstein files that they have. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't think the guy was a great guy or anything, but
dude was a horrible motherfucker.
Right. It's just, it wasn't the correct way to go about it, I don't think. I think there needed to be a little better planning.
At the bare minimum, yeah, there need to be planning. Regime change is, like, one, it doesn't fucking work. Two, like, we are not good at it. The last 20 fucking years should have shown that. And it's one of those things that it's kind of not our business. Like, it's not. We have so much here that we need to fix.
I think that here's the thing. I agree somewhat, right? Like, I think whenever it comes to human rights violations, like, we should be doing whatever we can do.
Yeah.
And Iran has been a place for that. But there's been a lot, there's been a more progressive movement going on in Iran for a while.
Yeah.
And even to the point they have the theocratical, they have theocratical, I don't even know if that's a fucking word. This side of their government, and then they have an actual, like, government also. Mm-hmm. And so there's kind of like, there's two different things going on. And he went to war with the religious ones. That's it, it's not just attacks on Iran. It's he specifically decided to start a fight with the religious ones. Yay.
Yeah.
Like,
and
he stepped in shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, one of the only reasons that I would ever even say a war might be justified is in the case of a genocide. Stopping a genocide. Like, and if that's the case, guess who's committing a genocide right now? Except now we're fighting on their side. What the fuck? And yeah, Trump's not a Nazi. Come on.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about money, Dave, I think there's a lot of defense contractors that war makes an awful lot of money, man.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm sick of the military-industrial complex. That needs to get emphasized.
Yeah.
War makes money no matter which side of it you're on, too.
Did you hear about what's going on the USS Gerald Ford?
Yeah.
Did you hear this, Joe? Okay, so the USS Gerald Ford has had their mission extended twice now. So this is twice that they haven't been home. They've been out for like 240 days or some shit like that. Anyway, they got repositioned again from, I think, the Caribbean to the Middle East. And the sailors on board were apparently so worried that they were going to be using a war in Iran that they're stuffing, like, socks and t-shirts and shit and destroying the sewage system. So they had to stop in Greece to get it fixed. And it keeps getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of service members who are like, this is horseshit. We don't want this.
Well, yeah, because a lot of them are missing, like, first steps, first words for kids, marriages.
Yeah.
Because they keep getting their deployment extended.
Yeah. Well, they extended their deployment into what is now an active war zone. Like,
Yeah.
It's not just that they didn't get to go home, but they sent him to a place where he's on stage saying that some of them's going to die, and he didn't even let them say, like, go home in between all of that. They've been on the ship that long. They're pissed. I mean, I don't know about the political position of any of those folks, but I don't think they're wrong for being pissed either way.
Well, that's from multiple reporters who have said, no, we've had people contact us and tell us that they're not okay with this shit.
Yeah. No, I don't blame them. I mean, that's shitty. I mean Trump, and it's like, he not only did he immediately send him over there, like, that's kind of how he it was part of the plan to begin with. Like that,
it's fucked up.
I don't think that I don't think that I blame him for doing that. I mean,
Neither do I.
But I mean, obviously, it's against the rules, and if to try and sabotage your ship. But
I don't blame him. I give him a pass for this one.
I mean, whatever happens to anyone who's caught doing that, like, legally, because of all of it, like, okay,
give him a pass.
I mean, I do. I don't care. Like, I think it was worth the trouble. Like, if I don't blame him, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Any guesses?
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know how long this is going to go on. My gut tells me it's going to be a couple weeks, because Trump's probably going to see how horrifically unpopular this is, even among his own base, and be like, oh shit. But then again, he is fucking crazy and doesn't give a shit, so.
What if he does? What if he, like, destroys so much of it that he actually achieves, setting them back far enough and killing enough people they don't have anybody to so, I mean, what if he accidentally achieves his goal here, which is some kind of peaceful thing in Iran, because he's sent them back so far and killed so many people. Like, when does that happen?
Someone had brought this up to me on my server a couple days ago, that, like, they're like, oh, well, Iran used to be fairly progressive in the Middle East and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, I get that. But here's the thing. They've been under an extremist, like, religious regime for decades at this point. Like, it's going to take a long fucking time to unwind that.
Yeah, it's a theocracy. It doesn't act the same as something else would. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that's the right approach.
I also really think it's funny when you look at the polls, the amount of Republicans that are, like, proud of the United States is, like, sitting around 70-something%, and Republicans are ashamed. And it's like they go on Fox News and tout that as, like, a good thing, that Republicans are more patriotic, and it's like, this is the worst thing you could possibly advertise on.
And the whole thing of, like, oh, well, we don't want to, Islamic theocracy, blah, 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 running a country. Bitch, what about Saudi Arabia? Fuck off.
Well, I think that, I don't know. I think that they're going to keep doing what that, like, you're not going to bomb your way into making peace over there.
No,
like,
you're not. And if that was actually his goal, he'd be doing what he could to help the people. Like, for instance, internet's knocked out there. He would get internet back online, so people could actually organize and people could actually, like, get together and plan shit. But of course not. He doesn't give a shit about the people. He gives a shit about the spectacle. That's what he gives a shit about.
Yeah.
That's why talks never go his way, is because he wants to see the headlines. He wants to see the spectacle. He thinks it's good for him.
Iran is funding like terrorism all over the Middle East, right? Like that's not at play. That is happening. So all of these people that Iran is sponsoring. Sorry, having trouble with words. All of the people that Iran is sponsoring, they want to continue to be sponsored. You're not so no matter which avenue you look at it from. This and also shouldn't we bring up, like, we didn't really talk about this. This is a problem Trump created in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is him, because they wouldn't agree to fix the problem that was already fixed in the way that he wanted them to. Well, actually they did. And then he said that wasn't good enough. He wanted more, and they were like, we can't do that.
Well, also, like, how is anyone else supposed to make deals with the United States when we elect leaders that just renege on those deals and
make it whatever they want?
I mean, we do the same thing with our own allies with trade. We just blow, like Trump blew up NAFTA, made a new one, and then blamed his new one on the trade deficits. It's like, how are you supposed to form long-term treaties
and then instantly broke those and put tariffs on everybody?
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, if that's part of the conversation with your country, I mean, that's
I mean,
might be disqualifying.
The thing that I don't understand is I had seen some conservatives and some Republicans be like, well, you know, he'll do good for the economy. The thing is that even in the economy, the uncertainty that comes with him does not bode well for anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because countries are not going to look at this being like, holy shit, this can change this fast. We're not building there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why all the other countries are making trade deals without us, and we're getting carved out, and rightly so. I mean, we can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's one thing.
I wish they
like there were a lot. There were a lot of countries who were kind of willing to forgive us after the first time of like, okay, they had a moment of madness, fine. And now it's just like, okay, they did this again, fuck this shit. And yeah, like, I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all for backing out of fucking everything.
I don't know. Educate people. All right, let's wrap this bitch up.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Al? Good to see you. You got here right at the end, just in time to say goodbye. So we'll be back doing this again Thursday. I'm gonna do something this week. I'm gonna try and go out and do something this week because I got a way to get out now. But anyway, like Thursday, Lucy Hayes will be here with us, and yeah, and she's super cool. She will give us a perspective, a European perspective. From Poland, spends a lot of her time in Kiev, talks a lot about what's going on over there. So probably an excellent show, I would say, to come watch if I was you. All right. What do you want to talk about, Lil?
I've got obviously Politicality. I'll be on Java and Jugs tomorrow morning. I will be on Embers throughout the week, and me and Seth have a show coming out probably next week.
All right. Say goodbye to the people, Will.
Goodbye, good people.